So much fun. I wonder if this is going to happen every week. Then I start going into water, and I'm like, ooh, this is where I'm comfy. My hair's kind of jacked. This is where I'm comfy. I like being watery. I have mucho Scorpio in my chart. So much water. Interesting. So, I get that feeling just sitting here. It's like the room that I'm sitting in, kind of blurred away, and I got that feeling of sitting on a large flatland and looking at distant stars. And what's cool about this is not about like setting your sights or picking a goal or figuring out where you're going. There's something airy in this. That was my first instinct, which is like Scorps, Pisces, Cancers. Observe more. Sit back. Take in the whole scene. Don't feel compelled to act. Let inaction be your action this week. Don't feel like you have to do something on a hair trigger this week, because you and I and we run the risk of being reactive as opposed to proactive. So the idea here is, with whatever goes down Tuesday, Wednesday, to sit back and watch even longer than I was recommending to the fire signs in the fire reading, to make your action observation, to make your action more intellectual, more sort of holistically intellectual. So what that means is, it's like, don't try to figure everything out. Make a choice to get a bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger picture of whatever challenges you're facing and whatever challenges you're anticipating. Just be information gatherers. But as opposed to, an active information gatherer, you don't have to go chasing the information. The idea is to sit back, broaden the scope, and make your field of vision wider and wider and wider, to take in more and more and more information, more and more and more insight and observation, so that when you do respond, you're coming from an incredibly informed place and not just firing off on a hair trigger. It's beautiful, because there's something in it which is like, if you do this very well, you have a moment around Thursday, Friday, where you watch yourself taking action. Because Lord knows, I am not telling anyone to not take any action these days. We all must act when it's time. But what's really cool is that we're seeing Thursday, Friday, you are not just taking action, you're watching yourself taking action. So you are continuing to sit back, continuing to observe, continuing to align yourself with the observing consciousness, the great observer within you. And then that observer starts to clock yourself, making holistic, organic, all of these beautiful integrated words, making and taking those actions, almost effortlessly, naturally, in this beautiful kind of like Tai Chi, or like what? Like rave dance? Liquidy way. Fun. I hope I get to do that too. Oh, affirmation's not there yet, so let's see, what else is there? That's why. So it's not just looking, it's also listening. It's observing. It's there we go, beautiful. I am an exquisitely tuned sensor. Cool, that's fun. I'm an exquisitely attuned sensor. I'm an exquisitely attuned sensor. I'm an exquisitely attuned sensor. Cool. And I see this other, image of imagining myself as like a giant satellite dish, receptive, broad, able to broadcast, but especially able to receive transmissions. So the idea here, just once again, very briefly, I am an exquisitely attuned sensor, is to just remember that you want to use your energy this week to just, check the screws, to remind yourself, and the adjustment and the angle of your satellite dish, let your action be in calibration rather than in activity. Okay, refinement, calibration rather than activity. I am an exquisitely attuned sensor. Thank you, water, brethren, and sistren.